Chargers came from behind to win at Kansas City on this Stan Humphries to Dwayne Young touchdown pass. A win that puts the Chargers in command of the AFC West. And while San Diego's comeback victory was dramatic, the Patriots' come from behind win was incredible. Down 20-0 at one point to the Vikings. Drew Bledsoe led them back, and then in overtime he hits Kevin Turner with a touchdown throw for one of the most dramatic come-from-behind wins in Patriot history. Today, the Chargers have come to New England to meet the Patriots. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Don Crickey with Beasley Reese. The San Diego Chargers right now have home field advantage in the AFC, and if that holds up the rest of the way, they could be a Super Bowl team. They will be at home for 4 of their last 5 regular season games, a tremendous advantage. But to be a Super Bowl champion or even a Super Bowl team, the Chargers feel they have to improve their offense. They need more continuity. What are they going to do today, Beasley, to get that going?
Well, I believe since the San Diego offense is about 20 pounds per man larger than the New England defense, they're going to have to run the ball featuring that guy, Natron Means. He's 63 yards shy of a 1,000-yard season already. Now, the guy's a freak of nature in my mind. 250 pounds on top of a 5'10" frame, yet he's fast, very, very quick.
The New England Patriots, coming off that big win over the Vikings, feel they can go on a run now. They still feel they're a playoff contender, but they have to run the ball better. They've passed on virtually every down to beat the Vikings. I don't think he can do that against the San Diego defense.
No, you can't do that. The problem is that New England, they don't have a running game. And when you don't have one, thank goodness you've got Drew Bledsoe. Let's take a look at his record-setting performance. This guy is unreal. Last week, he threw it 70 times, 45 completions. He's off to a fantastic start.
And John Carney is now set to kick off for San Diego. Leroy Thompson and Ray Crittenden are back. Leroy Thompson takes the ball, crosses the 20 and the 25. He's out to the 36-yard line. So the Patriots, on a short kickoff, get a good return from Thompson. The tackle on the play made by Stanley Richard. And now Drew Bledsoe gets set to come out behind this offensive line. In those 70 throws last week, this group did not permit a single sack. They didn't have one holding call against them. And Bledsoe never threw an interception. Incredible numbers. Sam Gash, one of his running backs, a blocker. Also in the backfield, big Marion Butts, the former Charger, who the Chargers expect to be coming at him a lot today. But Bledsoe comes out throwing, and he throws a quick hitch out to the tight end, Ben Coates. He's ahead for a gain of about 10 yards. Junior Seau was on the stop. The front of San Diego with 29 sacks. The Chargers third in the NFL in sacks this season. Mims has been terrific. O'Neal is always terrific. And Lee and Davis have stopped the run inside. A couple of 300-pounders. The linebackers are led by Seau, the consensus all-pro player. And the secondary is very strong. This San Diego defense is solid, and it is coached well under Bill Arnsparger, the coordinator. The Chargers always in position on defense. Lonnie Young and Van Horst will come in as the extra defensive backs. They'll be in there a lot, because right now we're going to have a measurement after the first throw of the game. Might be good for a first down.
Now, throughout this contest, Don, you got to keep your eye on Junior Seau. This guy is Mr. Energy. I mean, you talk about this. He runs all over the place, arms popping, flailing around. The negative thing about him, some people will tell you that he runs around too many blocks. But, boy, a major player. In our meeting last night, it was like talking to a motivational speaker. Just an exciting, energetic guy to be around.
Yeah, he can get you pumped just talking to him. He said, pro careers aren't long. This is my time. I prepared myself, and I want to help my team win. A great leader on a short yardage play. Bledsoe's going to fire again, and another strike. A big hit put on by Darren Carrington. But the Patriots make the play. That was Michael Timpson who came down with the ball.
Now, if anybody's wondering what's going on, the New England Patriots, this is not a running team. Very un-Parcells-like. This is a passing team. I mean, you have to admit it. Now, one stat that'll shock a lot of New England fans and Bill Parcells fans is that this team has the fewest rushing attempts in the National Football League.
Parcells, who is known for the power running game with the Giants, now goes to the run for the first time, and it's Marion Butts coming right at the San Diego defense and coming hard. Harrington, the strong safety, brought him down. This is the man who led the Chargers in rushing his first 5 years in the NFL.
Came into this game with 421 yards rushing. Very excited about playing against his former teammates. And I spoke to Junior Seau about playing against Marion Butts, and Junior said, what we've got to do first is stop this guy from getting on a roll. He'll be trying to make a point.
On second and short, they go to a power set, double tight ends. Butts is cut down short of the 35-yard line. Sean Lee, a 300-pound free agent at defensive tackle. Number 98 makes the head-on hit. And there's Bobby Ross. When we talked to Junior Seau, I asked Junior, what's Bobby Ross's greatest attribute as a coach? He said he's fair.
And that's a great word from a player. Fair. That's a good coach.
He also demands that you play well and that you win, and we all buy that. But everybody's treated equal on this team, and San Diego is a rising power in the NFL. Third and short. Butts takes it ahead. Right at is a former team. He's ahead for a gain of 5 yards on third and short. And the Patriots on this opening drive now are in field goal range.
Well, you're looking at a motivated man. Just straight ahead, power blocking, good lead block by Sam Gash. But the big word is motivated. Marion Butts would like to prove a point. This is the team that let him go.
Butts has struggled somewhat this year, averaging just 3 yards a rush. As Bledsoe has time and swings it out to Butts. He's down to the 27-yard line, so Butts makes a big play. And it was interesting, Beasley, the phrase that Junior Seau had from Marion Butts. He said his greatest attribute is his will to win.
His competitive spirit, that is really the best thing about him. Now watch Drew Bledsoe here. He's going to start out reading the right side of the football field. That's not there. He goes to the middle. That's not there. Goes short left side. That's not there. Goes to his fourth outlet, which is Marion Butts. You don't see that very much from second-year quarterbacks.
Bledsoe, a rising star. Bobby Ross called him a developing Dan Marino. Here's a handoff to Butts, and the Charger defense now starts to toughen up as Chris Mims, at number 94, a huge defensive end out of Tennessee, a former number 1 draft choice, makes the stop.
Mims is having a great season. He's got 7 sacks already, 6'5", 290 pounds, Chris Mims.
Bledsoe has now attempted 474 passes this season, and that's a new Patriot record for a whole season. Virtually 6 games to be played. The old record held by Babe Parilli, set in '64. Third down. Bledsoe needing 5, guns it up the middle, and he picks up big strike. Junior Seau puts the head-on hit on quarterback Drew Bledsoe.
Boy, Seau can attack you. He floats around looking, tries to get there. And look how quickly Drew Bledsoe lets this go rather than give up the sack. Now, that's another smart move by a young quarterback. Uh-oh. Let me tell you something. You get him mad at you, and you got problems.
Barr now out to try a field goal. And the ball drifts wide, so the Chargers come away unscathed after an impressive opening drive, to the dismay of Coach Parcells.
You know, everybody blames the kicker whenever it's missed, but watch this. Scott Zolak is the holder. The snap's okay, but the ball is crooked on the ground. It's leaning back too much towards Scott Zolak. As a result, Matt Barr pushes it wide and to the right.
Never had a chance. Barr's been kicking well. He's hit 15 of 18 coming into the game. Has not missed an extra point. Carney, his counterpart with the Chargers, has been sensational. Barr kicked on a championship team with the Steelers. And with the Giants, here's a handoff, and running with the ball is Natron Means, and the Patriots are looking for him. Willie McGinnis, 55, an outside linebacker from Southern California, was the Patriots' top pick. Gets him head on. A huge offensive line, maybe the biggest in the NFL. Courtney Hall is playing injured, but he's one of the best centers in football. Brock, a 15-year veteran at right tackle. Means, the number 1 rusher in the AFC, is the go-to back. Shannon Mitchell starts at H-back. Papuno is hurt. John Jefferson and Mark Say can both go deep, and so can Tony Martin in the wide receiver set. And they go to 3. Second and 8. Ball turns off the hands of the tight end, Dwayne Young. And so Stan Humphries, who has one of the strongest arms in the NFL, although people don't talk about it much, has a 3rd and long coming up. The front of the set 7 of the Patriots. Goat has been very consistent at nose tackle. Vincent Brown is the best player in the defense, number 59. Slade coming on as a pass rusher, second year outside backer. Reynolds was beaten deep last week. They'll be going at him before long. Barnett and Guyton, big-time hitters as safeties. And here is Humphreys looking deep, firing an out pattern, and it's broken up by Maurice Hurst.
Oh, well, that's the greatest feeling in the world for a cornerback. When you can get your balance, look at the perfect back pedal, watch the recovery technique, kind of sloppy, but gets in front of the receiver. That's catch-up speed. That's an excellent play. Maurice Hurst.
Troy Brown is back deep now. Ready to punt the ball is Brian Wagner, who Bobby Ross says has been just terrific. A free agent pickup. Brown fair catching the ball for the Patriots at their 32-yard line. So they'll start for a second time in the scoreless first quarter after a 33-yard punt. 9:47 to go in the first quarter. Bledsoe coming in with 17 touchdown throws and 18 interceptions. He has a 72 rating. He's only been sacked 16 times.
The reason that rating is low is anytime the interception number 18 is higher than the touchdown number 17, you raise the caution flag, and basically that quarterback rating system is very heavily weighted toward touchdown when compared to interceptions.
Kevin Turner is now in the backfield. He starts in motion, swinging out of the backfield. There's a throw and a catch as the Patriots come back to the ball. Michael Timpson, who was an NCAA champion sprinter at Penn State.
Boy, if anybody told you that a Bill Parcells coach team would have the most passing attempts in the NFL, most yards, fewest rushes, you'd think they were crazy. That's just a solid curl route against the zone. The defense basically gives you that. It's incumbent upon a linebacker to break over and knock that down, but it's very difficult to do.
Second and short. Markers go down as Marion Butts quickly goes down at about the 43-yard line. Looked like Sean Lee, one of the defensive tackles. Beasley might have jumped early.
Sean Lee just a little bit eager, 6'2", 300 pounds.
Gordon McCarter, the referee, makes the signal against the Chargers.
You know, he tried to get back, but at 6'2", 300, you get 300 pounds.
Offside. Second man in on the defensive line. 5 yards. First down.
So Bill Arnsparger, the 67-year-old coordinator, architect of the great no-name defense at Miami that won back-to-back Super Bowls in the early 70s. Patriots have had good field position throughout. Bledsoe's hit 4 of his first 5 throws for 32 yards. Butts, man, he's giving up his body, Beasley, looking for yards.
Did you see that backwards dive? I give him a 8.2 for difficulty on that one. I still thought he should have stuck this one up in there right now. See, that little indecision kind of caught him trapped. But look at the effort just to get that 2 little extra yards. You're going to see a great effort from Marion Butts all day today.
That will to win that Junior Seau talked about in evidence there.
Absolutely.
Just outside the San Diego 48.
Extra defensive backs now come in for the Chargers. Leroy Thompson is in the backfield for the Patriots on this second down play. Thompson caught 11 balls last week against the Vikings. This time he's going to run it. Not very far. Reuben Davis, 300-pounder, and Sean Lee, the other defensive tackle, cut him down. Parcells talking all week, Beasley, about the way this San Diego team is constructed, just like the Redskins that were built by Bobby Beathard.
Yep.
San Diego general manager. Big back offense, huge linemen on either sides of the ball, offense and defense. They did a lot of right things, picking up a lot of free agent acquisitions like 93, Reuben Davis, like linebackers, Griggs and Gibson, cornerback Harper. For an 8-8 season, they really improved their team through signings now. Bledsoe triggers a fastball into Kevin Turner, who caught that touchdown winner last week in overtime against the Vikings.
Well, I love Kevin Turner. He can do everything for you. He runs the ball well. He blocks well. He's a super receiver. That time coming out of the backfield, he just slips right over, finds a little soft spot. He's playing like an H-back type position. And look how he stands in there just like a wide receiver and makes the catch. Bledsoe standing in under a lot of pressure.
He's been making the catch all season. That's the 43rd reception of this year for Kevin Turner, a fullback out of Alabama. On first down, the Patriots take a look. Bledsoe swings it out to Turner again. This is almost like the Don Coryell offensive days of yore at San Diego.
Absolutely. And, you know, when we were talking about that, what Bill Parcells was telling us about the difference between, you know, this offense, you can take a look at it, and there's exact comparison of San Diego to the Redskins. Natron Means would be your John Riggins. Harmon would be your Joe Washington. Art Monk would be Jefferson, you know, the control guy. Gary Clark was a deep threat, well, so is Mark Say. And the Hogs is the offensive lineman. So it's an exact replica almost.
Right now, Marion Butts takes the ball inside the 33-yard line on second down and 2. He'll be close to a first down before Darren Carrington makes yet another tackle on the strong safety position for San Diego. Coach Parcells looking for a little bit more run game. They talked to some of the Chargers. They all said that they know that Butts is going to be coming at them as long as he can get yardage. They think they can shut him down, though. Bledsoe calls his own number, and on 3rd and 1, he is inside the 28-yard line. It's a first down for New England. Game clock down to 5:37 to play in this scoreless first quarter.
It's a very good series by Parcells and his offense. I mean, they have taken the ball right down, mixed up the run and pass very well. This team once again led by the passing game. The only reason the first drive didn't result in points was the questionable hold by Scott Zolak. But once again, New England gets the first down. It's another good back-to-back offensive series.
Very good offensive series. Again, they're in long field goal range, but they went a lot more than that with 1st and 10 inside the Chargers' 30-yard line. Bledsoe to an open Leroy Thompson, and he's heading in. Standing in celebration at Foxborough on a thing of beauty. A 27-yard throw to a wide-open Leroy Thompson over the middle.
Leroy Thompson can play 12 years in the National Football League if he resigns himself to being a third down back out of the backfield. Look how well he catches. Look at his effort after the run. Don, you said he caught 11 passes last week. This guy is a great receiver out of the backfield.
Boy, when you get that open, either the coverage are blown or you are a great route runner, and the Patriots are in the lead. Don Crookie with Beasley Reese back at cool, sunny Foxborough, Mass. Wind could be a factor. The Patriots, after scoring the touchdown on the throw from Bledsoe to Leroy Thompson, will be kicking off into the wind.
Now watch this. Here's something you don't get very much.
High kick, and coming down with it is Andre Coleman. He loses the ball, picks it up, gets a gap, and puts the ball on the field. Patriots think they have it. Chargers say they do. Because meanwhile, there's the gnashing of teeth down below all that. Beasley, you've been down there.
Oh, buddy, you talk about pulling, kicking, biting. As they are a little bit disappointed here in New England. San Diego's got the ball back. Thing to fumble one time, but when you fumble twice, now Coleman doesn't really look that ball in. Then at the end of the run, he lets it go again. And how lucky is San Diego to be lining up on offense?
Humphreys 0 for 2 throwing early in this game. He goes to Means, and boy, the Patriots are looking for him. Look at Vincent Brown strip the ball. Patriots have it. Are they going to rule him down? Apparently they're going to rule him down. Boy, this is a ferocious game. These Patriots
they are coming at you. Now, that play was a terrific example of this being the Redskin offense. It's the old counter tray, pulling the lineman from the backside, handing the ball off to Natron. And the Patriots absolutely smothered it.
Reset to 25. Reset, thank you.
Look at the backside lineman pulling, handing off to Natron. That's the old Washington Redskin counter tray. Vincent Brown all over it. That's the ball out. Now, the only reason you can call that down is if the whistle was blowing, and that obviously was the case.
Now on 2nd and 10, long ball, well thrown, but a bit high, coming into Mark Say. And there's a penalty marker down in the Charger backfield. It's going to either be a hold or a personal foul against New England. Patriots are angry about something. Myron Guyton was covering on the pass play. And here's Gordon McCarter, who says,
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 53 defense, 15 yards, first down.
Chris Slade, a terrific young player from Virginia.
Oh, he comes off the ball well here. Take a look at him working against Harry Swain. Throws a 290-pounder out of the way, and that's much too late for that little push. Now, you see the big brace on Humphrey's left elbow. They're going to protect Stan Humphries today. I'd stay away from him unless I had a clean, good old plus nice shot.
Patriots lead 7-0. Humphries looks deep. Airs it out. Downfield throw. He's picked off. Maurice Hurst takes the ball back. And he's all the way back to the 47-yard line of San Diego. As early in this game, the New England Patriots are on fire. So the Patriots leading 7-0 will have the ball when we come back.
7, Maurice Hurst at the top of your screen. They're going to try to fake him and get him to suck up on the wide receiver who stops. But he recognizes Ronnie Harmon running in his deep third, stays back, makes the great interception. And why was it an interception? Pressure coming up the middle and a great hit by Jones on Humphries.
Only the 7th interception that Stan Humphries has thrown. Here's markers down as Bledsoe might have a free play. Man alive. Kevin Turner caught the ball. And coming over to nail him was Darren Carrington.
Wow. Did he say hello?
Chargers, air trigger in that defensive line trying to get a rush on Bledsoe. And look at Sayals going right after the referee.
Offside, 91 defense. 5 yards, still first down.
Well, that's the only thing that Junior Sal can't do is change the referee's mind. He can do everything else, but you see the line jumps early. Junior tries to time it. And look at the shot by Darren Carrington on Kevin Turner at the end of the play. It's a tough game, folks.
Coach Ross is also a little exercise as Bledsoe's hit 7 of 8 throws in this game. 1 for a touchdown and the only score. Marion Butts takes it inside the 40 on 1st and 5 as we go to Greg Gumbel in New York. Greg?
All right, down at Cincinnati, Bengals fumble created this opportunity for the Colts. Marshall Faulk, his AFC leading 11th touchdown from a yard out. The Colts lead the Bengals 7-0 first quarter, Don.
Thank you, Greg. Marshall Faulk, the Colts, a team still in the playoff chase, albeit a distant chase for them. They'll be coming into New England in a couple of weeks to play these Patriots. Could have a bearing on a wild card. Marion Butts runs again on 2nd and short yardage. Knocked down by Dennis Gibson, one of the free agent acquisitions, who's been a very consistent middle linebacker for San Diego. He's a former Detroit Lion, number 57 for the Chargers.
There's a good look at him. You know, this New England team has been very impressive. 2 drives straight down the field. And then the big interception by Maurice Hurst. But when you talk about Bill Parcells' team, you got to remember that this is a passing team, believe it or not. San Diego has just been a little off. I mean, they're a little off on defense. The offense is not clicking. The offense has been struggling the last 3 weeks. So they were hoping to come into this game and try to get everything settled down and control the ball a little bit. They have not been able to do so.
Bledsoe with those quick drops, Beasley. You don't have time to pressure him.
Gets rid of the ball very quickly. I mean, that's the thing in the National Football League today. If it's not there, throw it quickly, make your reads quickly.
Bledsoe with his 9th throw. And he wisely unloads and throws it away as the sheriff, Stanley Richard, was close to the ball in the secondary.
See, that's the perfect example of what I was just talking about. It wasn't there. He saw his protection breaking down a little bit. He threw it out of bounds. Now, guys with the big, strong arms, one of the problems they have is they try to stick it in those little tight spots, even when the offense is in duress. That time he threw it away. That's the development of Drew Bledsoe.
And Drew Bledsoe has carried New England to the #1 ranking in pass offense in the NFL. But conversely, the Patriots on defense are last against the pass. Hand off. Thompson. The draw play working nicely as on 2nd and 10, he's inside the 35-yard line and down to the 32.
Now, one thing about Thompson, when we were talking to Bill Parcells, Parcells said, I like this kid on Sunday. That's the greatest compliment that a coach can give a player. Now, he might not be the best practice guy. He complains that he doesn't get to carry the ball enough. You know, he's a headache to deal with because he's got talent. Feels like he should be showcased a little bit more. But when a coach says, I like you on Sunday, man, that's saying a mouthful.
Yeah, he liked him last Sunday, 11 receptions. Coach Parcells, who has coached 2 Super Bowl winners. His offensive coordinator, Ray Perkins, was the offensive coordinator at San Diego back in '78.
Uh-oh, take a look at the time of possession. New England just murdering the Chargers when it comes to that one. That's one of the statistics that Bobby Ross says he looks at when he evaluates how his team is doing. Time of possession, 3rd down conversion, how you do in the red area. Well, right now, Ross's team is struggling when it comes to that statistic.
Bobby Ross took over a 4-12 team in '92 and turned it into an 11-5 team his first season there. After an 0-4 start, then they tailed off to 8-8 last season, and now are 8-2, and at the moment hold home field advantage over Cleveland because of a better conference record. But the Chargers in early trouble here, down 7-0, and the New England Patriots driving again. There's going to be more turnovers in this game. We've had 1. Maurice Hurst picking off Stan Humphries. There will be more, and the game will turn on him. Bledsoe takes a look. Firing deep. Stanley Richards, again, the closest man to the ball. The San Diego safety, Vincent Brisby, was running an out pad, and it wasn't close to the throw.
Bledsoe had him that time. That's just a bad throw. He slammed his hands together after the throw, so we know what happened there. Great Drew Bledsoe, even the great ones let a bad one go every now and then, and that was just a bad pass. 4th down, rather than try the long field goal, they're going with their base offense, and they've converted, have the Patriots, 50% of their 4th down tries. They need 5. 4th and 5 on the Chargers 32. Man, what an arm. Intercepted. We look for turnouts, and there is a turnover. Michael Timpson was the man going for it. Darian Gordon, a cornerback from Stanford, picks off the ball. 28th time this season the Patriots have turned the ball over. You know what? That's as good as a punt, Don. That's as good as punting the ball and dropping it out at the 5-yard line. Why not take that shot? That's not a bad call at all. They've got San Diego backed up. It's a great play by the cornerback, Darian Gordon. I don't mean to take anything away from his effort. I should be praising him. But at the same time, that's as good as an excellent punt.
We've had 2 turnovers in the first quarter. There will be more. You don't believe me? Watch. Humphries, hands off. Straight ahead carry out to the 9-yard line by Eric Bieniemy. McGinnis and Brown, a pair of the Patriot linebackers, combined on the stop as the game clock is now down to 2:12 to play first quarter.
I need to raise a caution flag for the San Diego fans.
Well, run it up, buddy.
If this big offensive line cannot push this little New England defense around and get that running game going, they're going to lose the football game. They've got to be able to run the ball.
Off again as the Chargers trying to get out of jail deep in their own end with some running. They go back to
Now, here's a look at what I'm talking about. Look at the Charger offense. That's the front. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Versus the Patriots defensive front 8. 284 to 260 on average. That's 24 pounds a man heavier. They should be pushing these guys around. When you play a 3-4 defense, that means that your big offensive linemen are going to be attacking smaller linebackers in the key gaps. The gaps to the left and right side of the center. San Diego should be thriving on the ground right now, and they are not.
And when you look at those weight averages, you should also be aware that they're all wearing about 16 to 20 pounds of equipment. So everybody gets bigger when you suit up.
So there's a lot of poundage meeting.
A lot of shift tonnage out there. Next Sunday, NBC Sports presents another NFL doubleheader beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 Pacific with NFL Live. Then most of you will see a very heated AFC East rivalry as Dan Marino and the Dolphins go against Boomer Esiason and the Jets. Some of you will see the Cleveland Browns in the dog pound to go against the Houston Oilers. And in game 2 of our doubleheader, most of you will see the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are currently leading Miami 7-0, battle Jeff Hostetler and the Raiders. Let me amend that. It's 3-0 Pittsburgh over Miami. Bobby Ross, who's won at every level he's ever been at, seeing his team up against it now. The Chargers with virtually no offense here in the first quarter and trailing 7-0. Third down. Blitz comes. They pick it up. Humphrey stands in. He fires. Almost our next turnover. Orwin Brown almost had it, but the Chargers failing to convert on third down. Now have to punt it from their end zone.
Well, let me congratulate the secondary play of the New England Patriots. Now, I was written up in the Boston papers for being too tough on these guys. Well, right now they're last in the NFL, so I saw something that's actually happening. But today, these guys are all over it. Great play by Barnett, Guyton, and Maurice Hurst with the interception earlier.
The kick downfield. It takes a Charger bounce. It'll roll across midfield and all the way down to the 47-yard line of New England. Again, the Patriots on another possession, but very good field position as we go back to NFL Live in New York. Greg?
All right, Don, in Kansas City, Mark Rippon getting the nod at starting quarterback, but third and goal, he fumbles at his own 5-yard line. The Chiefs recover. They fail to score. They are still scoreless at Arrowhead Stadium with under a minute to play in the first quarter, the Browns and the Chiefs. Don?
Thanks, Greg. The Chiefs, although they have a 6-4 record, they've had virtually no offense the last 3 weeks. They've only scored, 36 points over the last 3 games.
That's it. And the Cleveland Browns are winning on special teams and good coaching. Because they don't have any offense.
Extra wide receivers in the game now for New England on first down. Patriots leading 7-0 on a Bledsoe touchdown throw to running back Leroy Thompson from 27 yards out. Bledsoe with that rifle arm triggers a flat pattern. Michael Timpson takes it, pays. Darian Gordon strikes him. Gordon with the interception for San Diego earlier.
Now with this New England run and shoot offense, I know people just looked at the TV and said, what is he talking about? Well, this is a passing offense. That's just like a run for this offense. So just back up, throw a little 4-yard quick out. They know Bledsoe's going to hit it. They know his receiver's going to catch. That's as good as sticking the ball in the stomach of a running back to gain 4 yards on first down.
Bledsoe stands in, delivers the ball a bit too high for John Burke. A rookie tight end. He had him open and just came in a bit high. Griggs was covering. And that brings up third down from the midfield line with 3rd and 6 coming up.
John Burke this time. Now, Drew had to get this over Junior Seau. Look at the extension of Junior. Junior's hands flashing and his body, that big 55, flashing in Burke's face, helped to make that an incomplete pass.
Third down, almost 7. Bledsoe throws. He's got a man. Gibson gets it, and he's ahead for a first down. As the linesman comes in, forward progress is going to be spotted at the 42-yard line.
And see, this is one of those spots. That's a great play by Junior Seau to stop the guy from getting the first down if he did not get it. And then when you talk about making a decision, you know, Parcells is known for going for it in these situations. So we'll see what this comes about.
I think he's got it. Well, we'll see.
He's got it?
The spot means everything, and I think he's got it by about half a football, but we'll find out with just 4 seconds to play in the first quarter. Yep, got it. Half a football.
Yeah, I believe you called it.
Game of inches, huh?
I thought Junior had got him I thought Junior kept him. Look at that. Junior knows exactly where the first down marker is, wraps him up, tries to drive him forward, but the forward progress.
This is not a good situation for a light, lithe wide receiver to have Junior coming in on you. End of quarter one. Patriots lead. For 5 years, he led the Chargers in rushing. And now in his 6th season, he is a Patriot. In 1990, he tallied more than 1,200 yards rushing. In fact, over the past 5 seasons, there are only 3 players in the NFL that have gained more rushing yards than Marion Butts, and there are 3 potential Hall of Famers, Smith, Sanders, and Thomas, who's already scored today for the Bills against Green Bay.
Well, that is impressive, and Marion's effort today has been very impressive.
And also impressive, Beasley, is the field position the Patriots seem to have all the time as they break the run. And Butts, taken on the left side of the Charger defense, dives down to the San Diego 35-yard line. A gain on the play of almost.
You know, Marion Butts' season has been like a Big Mac truck starting up a slight incline. He started out very slow, but slowly but surely, he's got a shot at an 800-900-yard season because he's really picked it up.
Second and 2, and Butts breaks it. Easy, this Marion Butts came with his game face on.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he came to play today. He's reading his blockers very well, and then you also have to congratulate the offensive line. And that's Armstrong, Cratch, and Mike Arthur doing a real good job on the left side of the line this time. There they are. Good straight-ahead blocking by the 3 linemen. Good job by Ben Coates. Marion reading his blocking very well and doing a good job.
Patriots running more, throwing less. During one stretch last week, Bledsoe threw 34 straight times. 34 consecutive offensive plays. Patriots doing much better early this week also, Beasley. A week ago against the Vikings, their first 5 possessions resulted in 5 New England punts. In their first 5 possessions, they only had 48 yards offense. Then they started to heat it up with a throwing game. Parcells, who has long been a proponent of NFC football, big back offense, control the game with the run, doing what he has to do to win here, and that's been throw the ball. Bledsoe, deep drop, rifles the ball in. A big hit by Dwayne Harper, a former Seahawk, who was picked up as a free agent at cornerback, separates Vincent Brisby from the ball.
Oh, that's a good move by Harper, driving in there. Look at this man-for-man coverage. He doesn't get any prettier than that. A good throw, but the great right hand of Harper. Dwayne Harper with beautiful coverage.
And Bledsoe now 9 for 15, throwing the ball for 86 yards. 1 touchdown. He's been intercepted once. Patriots challenging again early in the second quarter. They lead the game 7-0. Third down and 7. Bledsoe to Thompson. He's close to a first down. Will be a yard or so short of it. Coming underneath the zone coverage. Sayal on the tackle for the Chargers.
And Thompson came in this game with 47 receptions now. This guy's caught 2 or 3 already in this game. I tell you, he could be one of those third down players for Bill Parcells, and when you get to do that as a running back, you can play a long time in the National Football League.
Yeah, he was a very valuable acquisition, Leroy Thompson. They got him from the Steelers in the offseason, a former Penn State runner. Now, Matt Barr ready to try the field goal. It'll be a 39-yard attempt. He's right down the pipe. And the Patriots, an underdog on their home field, have moved out to a 10-0 lead. New England kicks off again when we come back. The Patriots have opened up a 10-0 lead, just hitting on the Barr field goal to extend that advantage. And now they're set to kick off, as the Chargers have had very limited offense so far in this game, with 12:28 left to play in the first half. New England, after losing 4 straight, came back and won in overtime against the favored Vikings last week. They played even better so far early in the game this week. They kick off, hit downfield, and Here come the San Diego Chargers as the ball is run back across the 25-yard line and out to the 27. As Stan Humphries now comes out with the Chargers offense. Don Criqui with Beasley Reese. One of the things that was interesting that Bobby Ross talked about yesterday in assessing his quarterback, Stan Humphries, he says he's a gambler, and I like that. He said on 3rd and 3, he doesn't necessarily dump off. He'll throw deep, and down 10-0, he's going to start throwing.
Absolutely. He'll try to find those big seams. He's got the big arm, but I'm trying to find Natron Means. They've got to run the ball to be successful, and Natron so far has been invisible.
Yeah, he has not been a factor so far, but he is the leading rusher in the AFC. High set. Means runs it here, and all of a sudden, he comes out of that stealth mode and becomes very visible here.
See, that's that little new microphone they've got in that quarterback's helmet. They can hear me talking. Now, here we go with some good blocking up front. Nice little crease for the AFC's leading rusher, and that's the Natron Means that they know and love out there on the West Coast.
Bobby Ross loves him. He assesses him. He said he does everything right. Picks up everything quickly. He runs. Well, you can see that by the numbers. He's a terrific receiver, an excellent blocker. And they got him in the 2nd round. Here he goes again. Natron Means. Despite that big size, almost 250, he does have the quick cutback moves. And in a 1st down run, he gets 3. Stopped by inside linebacker Marty Moore.
You know,
look at that rush.
This guy has got more yards rushing than 6 National Football League teams as a group by himself. So that lets you know what type of season Natron Means is having. Coming into this game, 63 yards shy of 1,000.
Humphries, a nice play fake on 2nd down. Swings it to a wide open tight end, Dwayne Young. Dwayne Young is a truck on the loose as he takes it inside the 35-yard line of the Patriots and down to the 32. It was Dwayne Young who caught that ball late in the game at Kansas City last week in the end zone to seal the come-from-behind win.
Don, I want you to look at a block. Now, that's good play fake. Mark Say absolutely levels Maurice Hurst. Look at him come around and knock him out. And big Dwayne Young is free to ramble another 10 yards. That's where your wide receiver can really help turn a play into a big play.
On 1st down, the handoff goes and Means takes it close to the 30-yard line. 2-yard gain on the play, and that gives us a chance to go back to Greg Gumbel in New York. Greg?
All right, Don, in Kansas City, the Chiefs riddled by injury, but Joe Montana having a good day so far. This is a 6-yard touchdown pass to Tracy Green. With the extra point, the Chiefs have taken the lead over the Browns 7-0 in the 2nd quarter. Don and Beasley, back to you.
Thank you, Greg. Joe Montana, a guy who says, I just want to keep those Sunday afternoons coming as long as I can in uniform.
Every time I count him out, he scrambles around and throws a touchdown.
He can still win for you. He can't take the hits. But here is the long ball into the end zone and not close. As Humphries airs it out, Parcells and all the coaches on the Patriots talking about how strong his arm is. Al Groh, the defensive coordinator of New England, said he's got an arm that's right up there with the best in the league.
You know, his warning to his defensive players was, you will be surprised at how far this guy can throw the ball. So as a defensive player, you have a little gauge. You know you've backpedaled 15 yards, you turned and you've run another 15 yards, but this guy can still attack you. His arm is that strong.
Watch Ronnie Harmon, number 33. He's just come in the backfield on 3rd down and 10. A 3rd down and 8 actually was position. Humphries has to hurry. Almost intercepted it. Caromed off Harmon, number 33. Ronnie Harmon comes in as the number 1 receiver with 33 catches for the Chargers, and 23 of those receptions have been for 1st downs.
Well, this is just perfect play. Look at Slade applying the pressure, and look at the defensive backs closing in quickly, coming into the picture. Almost a pickoff by Corwin Brown.
John Carney, one of the best in the NFL, hitting 25 of 27 this season, including 21 in a row. The National Football League's leading scorer with 95 points. Hits the ball and hits it well, and John Carney is down the pipe, but he hits the crossbar. It's short.
Don, that shot was directly into the wind.
And the flags are straight. Patriot home game sold out here in Foxborough. And the Patriot fans with something to cheer about today as they're off to a 10-0 lead over favored San Diego. Bledsoe's been mixing the pass with the run this day. Here he'll throw on first down. And throw well. Vincent Brisby wide open in the middle of the San Diego zone. And the absolutely remarkable arm of Bledsoe to almost sidearm those fastballs in through coverage. Good for a big gain in the first down.
You see your average quarterbacks throwing outs and short balls all the time. Drew Bledsoe will attack the defense vertically. He will stretch the defense. He will pressure the defense. His arm is that big and that talented. Good throw, 17-yard gain.
And that 17-yard gain takes the Patriots down to the 44-yard line of San Diego. Here's a blitz. They pick it up. They go to the run, and Butts does well to get any plus yardage. He got about 2 yards.
Now, you know what? The reason that everybody's going crazy about Drew Bledsoe is this guy might be the greatest raw talent, and I'm not best quarterback. That might be the best quarterback at the bottom, Dan Marino. But look at their comparison through 10 games this season. 3,031 for Bledsoe, 3,094. But look at the big one, though. 29 touchdowns for Marino, 17 touchdowns. Look at the touchdown to interception ratio between Marino and Bledsoe. That's why Marino is still the man.
That's through 10 games. That 84 season, Marino threw 48 touchdown passes. Ben Coates takes a full shot. Early the ball was down, incomplete. I'll tell you one thing, these Chargers, there's some knockout hitters in that secondary. Look at this shot on Ben Coates, who does well to bounce up. Darian Gordon, boom.
Boy, that's an extension straight into the chest. Oh.
Measured him. Coates looking back at the ball. Ben Coates with 66 catches. Bledsoe spreads it around. Everybody gets the ball in this offense. On third down, Bledsoe buys some time with a rollout. Takes a look. Fires a fastball. He's picked off, and then it's lost. Incomplete. Wayne Harper had it and lost it on the way down. That brings up fourth down.
That's a young receiver play that time. Bledsoe had bought himself a 9. See how he's set? He could have thrown the ball anywhere. If Brisby had recognized that, he could have fallen out the other way. Now look how the effort there. Brisby almost, it was intercepted, then almost taken away by Brisby. Just great athletes making plays.
They've been making plays, and the Patriots now punt for the first time. Pat O'Neill's in the game. Darian Gordon will run it back if he can for San Diego. O'Neill's punt hit high. Darian Gordon will let it roll. And it takes a Patriot hop out to the 15-yard line. So again, the Chargers take over the ball deep in their own end. Still scoreless in this game with the Patriots. New England dominating in time of possession, just as the Patriots are dominating on the scoreboard, leading 10-0. San Diego playing its third straight road game, its third straight 10 o'clock kickoff Pacific Coast time. Scheduling favors them down the stretch. They'll be home for 4 of their last 5, and there is the first big throw of the day by Humphreys as he puts the ball on the hands of Sean Jefferson. His 21st catch, good for a 13-yard gain.
Well, with the team backed up, the New England defense in a very soft zone, leaving some natural spots. Jefferson finds it very well. You see Hurst laying off because he's in a zone and then collapsing. That play should be stopped if it is stopped by a linebacker.
Jefferson with the first down reception aligns again wide right. Humphreys with a nice play fake. Swings it out. Man, he's got pop on that ball, but it's taken in by one of the H-backs, Shannon Mitchell, a rookie, and he's close to another Charger first down.
Shannon Mitchell is playing the second most difficult position in this offense, with the most difficult being obviously the quarterback position. The H-back has to make a ton of decisions. There he is lined up, Mitchell on your right-hand side. He'll come off and just break out. He acts like he's going to block first and then spins around to the outside, stumbles a little bit with the catch, but makes a good play.
Good play by the rookie from Georgia. Pitch back. Here comes Means. This Patriot defense, as you pointed out, Beasley, has been ready for Means.
They have wrapped him up. They have corralled him. They have chased him. Ricky Reynolds, that time with the tackle, they've done a great job. And I am really surprised. I mean, I expected the big offensive line, the much larger, much stronger offensive line of San Diego to be able to push New England back, and Natron Means to have a field day today.
But not so far. He did have the one burst up the middle for 9 yards. Other than that, they've shut him down. Second down after a loss of 3. And Humphreys and the Chargers need 13. Humphreys play faking, swings it out. Nicely done, and Means is taken down to the 46-yard line on a well-executed open field tackle by David Bavaro, whose brother is Mark Bavaro, the tight end for the Eagles, who might be the best blocking tight end that ever played football.
Well, I wouldn't argue with that. His brother can really do it, but that time the younger Bavaro with a very good tackle. Natron normally breaks that tackle. So he saved a lot of yards that time.
In the Giants Super Bowl season, Mark Bavaro would not only block linebackers off the line, he blocked them off the screen. Block them 10, 12 yards downfield. A throw and a catch to Mark Say. And all of a sudden, the Chargers start to heat up on offense as Humphreys mixes his throws, and this time goes to Mark Say. More of a possession receiver. The Sean Jefferson is the deep threat.
Now, one thing that we've noticed, Don, is that San Diego has backed off of the commitment to the run a little bit. And I think that's a great tribute to the New England defense, what they've done.
Here's a blitz and a throw and a catch by Mark Say for very little yardage. It's interesting, Humphreys was talking about how the Patriots will send cornerback blitzes, and the way they do it, they really disguise it. It looks like the whole side is naked, and then as the blitz comes, a safety will run over to cover that wide receiver that the cornerback would have had. That was one of those plays.
Absolutely, coming from the right side. And a very dangerous throw, I think, by Stan Humphreys. See Maurice Hurst, the blitzing corner, comes from the backside, so Stan can't even see it.
Second down along 8. Humphreys 6 for 12 for 72 yards. Means. This Patriot defense, Beasley, is obviously reading Means as its number one option.
Now, that was the old Redskins counter Trey once again. And here's the point. This is a Bill Parcells defense. They played against the Washington Redskins twice a year, every year for decades. So Al Groh, the defensive coordinator, and Romeo Crennel, the defensive line coach standing next, they've seen this over and over again. They know how to defense it.
Really defensive early in this game. Here is an all-out blitz on Humphreys, and they sweep him under. They sent 7 guys at Humphreys. He never had a chance to look downfield. Ricky Reynolds, a cornerback, gets him.
Coming from the top as a corner. Chris Slade from the outside. Linebackers, Vinnie Brown, everybody coming from straight up the middle. That is just a super call. That's an Al Groh sack. The defensive coordinator, a great call.
Sometimes they kill you if you're sending all-out blitz. Sometimes you win it, and they won that one. Brian Wagner now into punt again for the Chargers. Troy Brown is back deep for New England. The Patriots leading 10-0. Well hit ball by Wagner. Brown comes up on it and dances out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. So the Patriots will have the ball when we come back, looking to build on a 10-0 lead. Kraft, the new owner of the New England Patriots, liking what he sees today. Mr. Ozawa, the conductor of the Boston Symphony, a season ticket holder of the Celtics and the Patriots next to him. Bledsoe throws and he's picked off. Number 2, pickoff by Darian Gordon of the Chargers, and they have it inside the 45-yard line. The third turnover, and there will be more.
Those are the plays, Don, that seem to plague sophomore quarterbacks. Now, once again, this was a very small spot that Bledsoe was throwing at, but he believes he can put it there. And watch him, confident. Steps right in, another 2 inches higher, and that's a completion to Ben Coates. That's a great leap by Darian Gordon. Really got up high. Another great look at it. Just good protection, good timing. See, Bledsoe he had so much time, he thought he could just lob that in there, but a great play by Gordon.
Now we'll see if the Chargers can capitalize as Humphries drops, throws the out pattern. And coming down with the ball nicely is Sean Jefferson with his 22nd catch of the year, and it's close to a first down as we go back to New York. Greg?
All right, Don, in Pittsburgh, Dan Marino and Irving Fryer hook up here on a 45-yard pass. Fryer comes up shy of the end zone, but it sets up a Marino to Keith Jackson touchdown. A matchup of 7-3 teams. The Dolphins are leading the Steelers 7-3 in the second, Don.
Thanks, Greg. It was interesting. Bill Parcells saying he thinks the Dolphins lost their second best player after Marino when running back Keith Byers went out with the leg fracture. But they lost that. Here is a sack of Humphries. Chris Slade, the second-year pass rusher from Virginia, takes a bow for his 6th sack of the season.
Oh, Mr. Chris. You know, he has been within arm's reach of this guy all day long. Look at just a beautiful overhead shoulder slap move by Slade against Harry Swain, coming up with the sack.
This first half winding down quickly. We're down close to the 2-minute warning, and that will be given now, as the Chargers are still without points. But weren't they a week ago at Kansas City down 13-0? Bobby Ross, the Chargers coach, talking yesterday, Beasley, about consistency in offense comes first with stopping turnovers, and look what the Patriot turnover story has produced this year.
It has been absolutely critical. In the Patriots' 4 wins, only 4 turnovers. In their 6 losses, 23. Now they've got 2 today, and they are still on top, but they better be careful. Everybody's blitzing. Oh.
Offside, it'll be 3rd down and 3 now as ball is thrown downfield. And Jefferson makes a nice play. And
hey, Jefferson, come back here.
He's going where he ought to go, right to the end zone. It was whistled dead, but you don't wait unless you're sure.
Sean, come on back here.
Patriots are going to do an all-out gamble on defense. They're going to just challenge Humphries. Oh, they're going to get it on.
Ball starts. Number 12. Bobbing the head before the snap. 5 yards.
Wow.
3rd down.
The old head bob routine. Watch his head. See that? That's what got Chris Slade. That's a great call by the officials. Stan thought he got away with one. Oh, boy. Excellent recognition by the officials.
Bobby hates when that happens, though. Bobby Ross. Now the pressure's on Humphries. 2 minutes to go in the first half, and here they're setting up for yet another blitz on 3rd down and long. Humphries stands in. Fires. What a throw down inside the 30 to Mark Say. Absolutely a brilliant throw by Humphries. They laud his vision. Now he sees everything on the field. He had a bye time with a scramble. Then he makes a hit for an 18-yard gain.
Boy, this is a great throw. Running off balance, back against your body, that takes talent.
Chargers challenging. Another rush. Humphrey steps in. Long ball to the end zone and overthrown. Good coverage by New England on Tony Martin, who they know well from his days with the Miami Dolphins.
Well, that's an excellent work by the safeties back there. Guyton and Maurice Hurst working together. And the receiver totally corralled.
Coming up at the halftime, it's the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report with Greg Gumbel, Mike Ditka, and Joe Gibbs. Scores and highlights as always, and a conversation with a guy that someday ought to be in the Hall of Fame, I think, Darryl Talley, outside linebacker for the Buffalo Bills. Grades out every year. Is the best player in their defense. Quick out. They get the ball to Tony Martin. Penalty markers go down. Orwin Brown makes the stop on him inside the 28-yard line. Short gain came on a 2nd and 10. Falls against the Chargers.
Now, on a 3-step drop quick out like that, it's very difficult to hold somebody. I guarantee you Bobby Ross is going to get a hold of somebody about that one. A three-step drop, you shouldn't even have time to hold anybody. All you got to do is make one push on the guy.
53 offense, 10 yards, repeat second down.
So Courtney Hall is called for the hold, and the reason he did it is because they were blitzing right up the middle, so he probably tried to block two people at once.
Humphrey stands in. They get him all the way back at the 48. Another holding call. There'll be a holding call signaled against Joe Malinchik.
Chris Slade has had 4 shots at him. 4 shots at Stan Humphries, and he's pulled him down twice. That Slade is all over him.
Holding, 67 offense.
On Stan Brock.
Third down.
And it's declined on the huge sack.
What a big play. Look at Brock, top of your screen. We lose vision, we lose sight of him just a little bit, but he obviously grabbed somebody, pull him down.
Here's an interesting play call. Third down and 33 for the Chargers. For their 49, they're coming with another blitz.
What's in the playbook?
He's got to throw deep. Humphrey steps in. Gets the ball down close to the 37. He'll be about 18 yards short of a first down, however. Ball thrown into Sean Jefferson. He's got nice hands, Sean Jefferson.
That's a very smart play done by Rod Smith, knowing exactly what they need for the first down, just allowing them to step in front of it and catch it, then coming up making a tackle.
Now Bobby Ross, he sees the game clock winding out here in the second quarter, so he's going to keep his offense out there on fourth down. His team needing 19 yards for the first down.
I'll tell you one interesting point there is that could have been a 2-down situation for Bobby Ross. He could have said, let's get half of it back now, and then we'll try to get half the next time. Now the Chargers are 4 of 6 this year on fourth down attempts. So they've had a lot of success going for it on fourth down.
So the Chargers take a timeout to give Humphrey some counsel. He had the Harvard-Yale game here yesterday. There's a very good running back on Harvard named Who, H-U.
And who?
And they, whenever they run the Who carried. Carries about 25 times a day. His last name is Who, H-U.
But who was running the ball?
But the dark forces from New Haven came in and prevailed in the game.
Go New Haven.
Yale winning it. Here is Stan Humphrey standing in. Downfield throw, and it's off the fingertips of Marseille. Almost a big fourth down hit. But the Chargers run out of downs, and the Patriots take over the ball. 23 seconds left to play in the half.
Takes a lot of courage to go up this high in the middle of a deep zone and try to make a catch. You can get absolutely separated. You can lose a rib cage. That's a great effort by Say, and a lot of courage.
Now let's see what Coach Parcells goes to hear Beasley. Well, he sure got a long-range gunner in Bledsoe.
Well, let me tell you something. The conservative one, Mr. Parcells, will be conservative with 23 seconds left and leading 10-0. I would be shocked if he took this big shot at it.
Well, he's lining up like he's going to.
He looks like he will.
Trips formation, 3 wide receivers right, 1 to the left.
I wouldn't do this. You might give him the ball back. I would not do it.
There it goes. He got it to Timpson down to the 43-yard line with 15 seconds left. Patriots call timeout. Why do we think that, Beast?
I would have gone for it personally. No, I still would have done that. I would have taken that 10-0 lead into the locker room.
Patriots also have a timeout left, so they can throw over the middle again and get in field goal range. That was a 19-yard gain on that play. As we remind you again of the halftime report brought to you by Domino's Pizzas coming up. Interesting scores today. The Bills, who seemingly were out of business after their loss Monday night at Pittsburgh. The bickering Bills were back in action, railing at each other. They're blowing Green Bay right off the face of Rich Stadium today.
So there's Matt Barr, number 3, in the left side of your screen, warming up. Got the good leg. He doesn't have the long shots anymore, so Bledsoe will have to connect on at least one more play in order to put him in position for Matt Barr. But he is about as accurate as they come over his long career. 16 years in the NFL. 48 yards is his longest this year.
Here's a throw in the flat. He makes the connection. Coming down with the ball is Michael Timpson. With 10 seconds left, he got out of bounds, so they can put it up again on an out pattern or over the middle with a timeout left. Bledsoe just establishing yet another Patriots single-season record. That was his 277th completion of this season. The old record held by Tony Eason over 16 games in '86. Bledsoe looks, arcs it up, and wisely throws it away with no one open in the rush on him. And that will send Matt Barr out. He's been good in his one try today.
This would be what, Don? About a 40...
It'll be long. Yeah, he's got a wind behind him.
47-yarder. But he's got the wind behind him. His longest this year is 48 yards. 15 of 18 coming into the contest. He's made one today.
And he has kicked for 2 Super Bowl winners. The Steelers in his rookie year back in '79. And the Giants Super Bowl championship team of '90. He hits the ball well, but he hits it wide left, it appears. It's no good. So the Patriots almost put up yet more points on their home field. They go to the locker room holding to a 10-0 lead over the favored San Diego Chargers. But Chargers have seen this scenario play out before where they're behind, and in the second half they play their best football. We'll be back with the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report after these words from your local station. To a 10-0 lead over the 8-2 San Diego Chargers at halftime. Don Criqui with Beasley Reese. If there is one stat that jumps out at you in the first half, it's the fact that the Patriots have virtually shut down the San Diego running game. Natron Means, the #1 rusher in the American Conference with over 900 yards coming into the game, 11 yards on 7 carries. Something's got to change there to get back in this.
It's hard to believe what we are seeing. I mean, a team that averages 132 yards a game with 16 yards rushing. Natron Means, really the only star in this game that has lived up to advanced billing is Drew Bledsoe. Everybody else has been invisible.
Only one touchdown, and it was a thing of beauty as Bledsoe dropped back, and coming out of the backfield was Leroy Thompson.
From the left side, just kind of slanting over down the middle. Drew puts it perfectly there, and then watch the explosion right into the end zone for the touchdown.
And then they later extended their lead on a Matt Barr field goal. Bledsoe has been intercepted twice today, both picks by Darian Gordon, cornerback from Stanford for the San Diego Chargers. Last week, as he gets a congratulatory pat from Coach Parcells. Bledsoe threw 70 times and wasn't intercepted once.
You know, taking a look at the stats, 16 yards rushing is the one that'll jump out at you for the Chargers. Now, the turnovers haven't hurt the Patriots yet. They've got 2 of them. The time of possession is a cause for concern. Now, the big thing, Don, is that Al Groh told us they've got to keep San Diego's offense off the field. They have done that. Only 29 offensive plays for the Chargers as compared to 38 plays for New England. So Al Groh and his defensive players doing exactly what they plan to do through the week's preparation.
Had a chance to talk to some of the Charger people at halftime, Beasley, and they say that Humphreys will be a different quarterback in the second half. They'll change everything he's doing. They've obviously not given him time to throw with the blitzing. As the ball is hit downfield, it's picked up by Harmon. What a set of hands that is to pick it up right off the tops of his shoes and knuckleball. And he gets it out to the 40-yard line. Looked like he was looking to lateral. Harmon, it's just a remarkable story. He was the #1 draft choice of the Buffalo Bills. Didn't get along with Jim Kelly, and after he dropped a pass in an important game at Cleveland, although it was a very tough, difficult one to catch, it was high, the Bills flat cut him. And the guy's been one of the best third down players in the NFL. As good as any back in the league coming out of the backfield. He and Kelly were at odds, and that's why he left Buffalo more than any other reason. And a great acquisition for the Chargers as Humphreys drops back, fires it out. He gets his man out to the 47-yard line.
Toughest throw in football, from the middle of the field all the way out to the sideline. It's got to be on a rope. It's got to be a bullet, and Stan executed it perfectly.
Sean Jefferson taking the ball down, and that brings up 2nd down and 4. A 6-yard pickup on the play. So the Chargers, apparently Beasley, ready to go to some timing patterns like Bledsoe was utilizing. Here's Means. Puts his head down and thunders ahead for a 1st down to the 47-yard line. Stopped by Myron Guyton, a free safety who can really pop. He's a big hitter for New England.
Just stretch blocking by the offensive line, and I bet that offensive line was blasted into halftime by the coaching staff. Natron Mean, that big group, Brock and company. I guarantee you that inside that locker room, they were grabbed by the shirt and said, "Come on, guys, you've got to block if we're going to win."
Down by 10 at the half. The Chargers moving the ball on this opening drive. Play fake to Means. Swing pass, and running in the open field is the H-back, Shannon Mitchell. And he takes it ahead for what appears to be 1st down yardage inside the New England 40.
Shannon Mitchell is the backup H-back. Alfred Papuno is out with an injury. It's a tough position. You're at the point of attack all the time. You're called upon to block, catch, do it all. He does a good job that time.
So the Chargers now coming out of their huddle with a good pace, setting up at their leisure, running optional plays, optional routes, and Humphries picking up the open man as he goes back to Means. And Natron Means, they talk about his slide move, Beasley. It was in evidence there. He makes that little move to the side and beats a tackle. One of the best tackles in the NFL, although he doesn't always get the credit, is Harry Swain, the left tackle for the Chargers. Big guy from Rutgers.
You know, I asked him, Don, in our meeting, I said, what do you do to get your feet and your balance? He said when he was a kid, he used to ice skate a lot. Can you imagine 300 pounds? It'd take 3 Zambonis to fix that ice up.
In his native Philadelphia. Natron Means breaks it inside the 25-yard line. He's down to the 20. And all of a sudden, the Chargers come alive. This is the 3rd highest scoring offense in the NFL coming into the game out of San Diego.
Well, Natron is back. Now look at Swain. We just featured him. And look at the pancake block he puts on Jones. That's a great job. And then look at the bounce out. See, you think that a 250-pound man is a bull, but not Natron. He can bounce it out like a little tiny halfback.
He's gained 24 yards as Natron on 3 carries here in the second half, and he gets some more as he takes it down to the 15-yard line where he's taken down by David Bavaro. And there's been a dramatic change in the impetus of this game. All of a sudden, the San Diego offensive line that was having great difficulty holding out the New England pass rushers has just taken over the game with run blocking.
Now, one thing, this San Diego team has got to be a little tired. It's always tough when you go coast to coast, and you can see Natron Means breathing heavily right now, and he hasn't played that much.
He runs again. He's down inside the 15-yard line for a gain of only about a yard. Tackled by McGinnis and Hurst of the Patriots.
He's tired, Don. They need to take Natron out for a blow.
I thought it was interesting what Leslie O'Neal told us yesterday. He said one of the advantages he feels the Chargers have is that we're a more veteran team. He thinks we're in better shape and we'll wear them down in the 4th quarter.
Well, I don't know who's wearing who down. Right now, that offensive line is looking good, though. They're finally pushing New England back.
Chargers challenging, down 10-0, early 3rd quarter. Humphries. Superman couldn't have caught that as he tried to fastball it out to Dwayne Young. Chris Slade keeps coming from the outside backer.
Chris Slade is having an all-star football game. Look at Swain, that footwork, the balance we talked about. Nice spin move on the inside. If Stan Humphries had have gotten rid of the ball on time, Swain would have done a great job. But because he held it and scrambled up a little bit, Chris Slade almost had his 3rd sack of the day.
And John Carney now comes out. You recall his long shot earlier in the game was just short. Tried from 48 yards. This time he has the wind at his back. That 48-yarder was into a fairly strong wind. Now as he kicks to the south end of the field, the wind coming out of the north at his back. Gail Gilbert, the holder. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. Gordon McCarter checking things out. Coach Parcells yesterday, he seemed pretty optimistic about this team. He does not like to go out and make any projections, but that win last week was huge for his team, injecting it with confidence and enthusiasm. As Vincent Brown said, it just changed the whole emotion of the team.
I think it's pretty obvious that Parcells also saw something in the game planning, the film study and the statistical reviews that he thought he could take advantage of, or at least keep his team very close and very much in this ball game. So he's hoping to ride the wave of last week's big win over Minnesota.
Patriots coming in with the lowest rated defense in the NFL, but so far the Pats pitching a shutout at San Diego.
Well, I'm shocked at the effort of the defensive secondary and the way they have played here in New England. Just very good coverage throughout the football game.
Gail Gilbert, the holder, is a quarterback. You never know. It looks like Carney's going to try to pump it in. He's 25 for 28 for the season. The NFL's highest scoring player this year. And John Carney, who kicked for a national championship team at Notre Dame, hits it up in good. And the Chargers are on the board. Who just hit a 34-yard field goal for San Diego's first points of the day, ready to kick it off. Leroy Thompson and Ray Crittenden are back deep for the Patriots.
Don, it was a great series for San Diego. The last drive, 10 points in the NFL is a touchdown or field goal. Doesn't matter what order you get them in. So
right.
They are right in line.
That is right. 43 yards and 9 plays. 34-yard field goal, the scoring. It's 10-3 Patriots. A high kick, carrying downfield and carrying short. Coming up on the ball is Leroy Thompson, who scored the game's only touchdown. He runs into a wall at the 28-yard line. And out come Drew Bledsoe and the Patriot offense for the first time in the second half. The biggest difference in play in that third quarter in the opening drive was certainly the way that offensive line of the Chargers tightened up.
They really did a great job opening holes for Natron, and Natron fatigued a little bit that time. I thought he got tired too quickly, but he did a great job running the ball.
Yeah, he was the main force in that drive for the field goal. 10:38 to go, third quarter. Marion Butts had a gap, and then it closed quickly. Coming up to make the play was Junior Seau, just 25 years old, out of Southern California, $4 million a year player, and worth it.
$4 million a year.
That's what he's getting.
For a football player.
A little more, excuse me. He's signed a 4-year, $16.4 million contract.
So 4+ per year. Beautiful. Unheard of in my day when I was 25.
Get a franchise in your day. Here's a throw, interception. Penalty markers down, though, in the backfield. There's a Seau. They're going at Seau that he went at the face mask of Bledsoe. Almost more than he can take. A personal foul, roughing the passer. Now, it's interesting. Did it come after the interception? He had released the ball when he hit him. Was there a change of possession?
Well, this will be a very interesting call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, blow to the head, number 55, defense. 15 yards from the previous spot, first down.
So, a huge penalty against the Chargers. It negates the interception.
Watch this emotional player weaving his way in at his target.
Never touched him.
Yeah, but folks, let me tell you something. I know people in San Diego are jumping up and down saying what, and watch Junior's reaction.
I think he pulled his hand away so he didn't hit him.
You can't take any part of your body and swing at a quarterback's head. I don't care that he misses him. I don't care what he did. You throw anything at the head of a quarterback in the NFL and you're going to see the flag. Period. No question.
He's also reaching at the ball.
Nope, he's reaching at the head. He's reaching at the head.
Well, it's the Patriots on offense, and they get the ball out to midfield. Seau makes the tackle. He was extending towards the head. Very rarely do you come to the defense of an offensive player like that.
You know I'm upset to have to go against a defensive player like Junior, but you can't do that. I just love his intensity, his emotion. I'd like my sons to be like him. He's just a super person. But I tell my boys not to go at that head, though.
Long ball. Big hit. Vincent Frisbee had it and lost it. They're ruling it incomplete. Dwayne Harper covering with the sheriff, Stanley Richard.
That was a beautiful throw, a great route, excellent coverage. Look at the route as he pushes Dwayne Harper in, then fades away from him, has it momentarily, but like any great safety, Stanley Richard right there to disrupt the play. That's excellent. Look at the land, the yardage that Richard covers in order to get there to make the play. That's super defense.
Bledsoe keeps firing. He's been picked off 3 times, but one was negated on the personal foul call against Junior Seau. Here's a nice throw to the tight end, Ben Coates, and Big Ben is rolling down the sidelines, down to the 37-yard line.
Well, I was talking at the half, right after the half, about the big stars being invisible today, and I was talking about Natron Means, Ben Coates, Junior Seau. All these guys were quiet except for Bledsoe. Well, this time we get a little noise from Coates, and can you believe that Seau actually misses a tackle? Look at him on the ground. Boy, that's great effort, great attitude. That's a football player. He cares. This means the $4 million is nothing. This man cares about making plays.
Bledsoe fires up the middle.
They're making plays.
Stanley Richard tips the ball, going at Ben Coates, and Darren Carrington almost had a play on it.
These guys are making football plays. Darren Carrington that time with a great left hand. We saw Dwayne Harper in the first half with a great right hand. We saw Stanley Richard come across and help Harper from the secondary. The secondary at San Diego is making it. They're making their money. They're earning their money today.
They have a very, very sound secondary, but they're up against the best arm in the league, the most productive one. Drew Bledsoe and the Patriot pass offense. 2nd down and 10, New England. Good call by the Patriots. They go to the run, and Kevin Turner gets inside the 35-yard line. David Griggs was the tackler for the Chargers.
Patriots had some success running the ball in the first half. They have not been as productive here in the second half. I believe that they have committed to the fact, and they understand that they're going to have to beat these guys passing. That run was more a tendency breaker, just so the defense doesn't know that you're going to back up and pass every time.
The Chargers haven't played here in 11 years. Last week they won at Kansas City for the first time in 5 years. New England holding to a 10-3 lead. 3rd quarter. Now the Chargers come with a blitz. Bang. I think we're going to see more of this. This seems to be working both ways. Sean Lee was the guy that got to him, but Junior Seau had a say in it.
Junior Seau. Boy, he came powerful up the middle. They got him, though. Watch Cratch. Cratch takes Seau and neutralizes him. And just a smooth move. Look at Seau. Now, when Cratch takes him, look what that does for 98, Sean Lee.
And that made him open. The first sack of Bledsoe in 2 games. They've really taken care of him. A high punt hit downfield by O'Neal. Whoa, what a play. Larry Wiggin comes down and catches the ball inside the 5-yard line. Well, the Chargers have the ball, but the Patriot fans really kicking in here as their team makes a big special teams play. Pat O'Neal's punt down by Larry Wiggin inside the 5-yard line. And the Chargers now with the long field to go, down by 7. Means working hard and getting out and across the 10-yard line to the 11, tackled by Ricky Reynolds. It's interesting, Beasley, in Bobby Ross's career as coach at San Diego, 25 times they've had 100 yards or more rushing in a game. And the record when they do have that is 20-5. So the run game really keys the San Diego success story under Ross. And now Means is starting to heat up here in the second half, after they shut him down completely in the first half. 11 yards on 7 carries. I can play football, huh?
Yes, he can. All they have to do is give him a crack. It doesn't have to be a very big hole either, even though look at the width on that guy, the girth on that man. 5'10", 250, and cat quick. You know, the coaches, when we were talking about Natron, said that at his size, he has the greatest acceleration and the greatest acceleration after the cut of anybody that they've seen at that size.
Starting to put on those cutting moves, those sliding moves, and get yardage in the second half. Natron, as the Patriots hit him hard in the backfield, but he does move ahead for a gain of almost 4. Tim Goad and Mike Pitts, 2 down linemen, made the stop for New England. Third quarter winding down quickly. We're down to 6:04 to play in it. This could be an overtime game.
Natron Means by quarter, a horrible first quarter, horrible second. But take a look. He's starting to heat it up now in the third.
Humphrey on 2nd and 7. Swings it off to Means, and great defense by the Patriots. They almost got Humphreys. They did get Means for a loss on the play. McGinnis came up and made the play. Willie McGinnis, one of the first players picked in the last draft.
He's fast. He's excited to be playing football. He reads this little screen well, and his Natron square in the head. I think he took the worst part of the hit, but he still hit it.
Well, he got him. 3rd and long. Humphreys on 3rd and 10. And you talk about a misconnection. Say was running a post pattern, and Humphreys threw the out. And the Chargers misfire and have to punt the ball. The Patriots could have very good field position.
That was a delayed blitz by New England. Another fantastic call. I give that one once again to the man in red there. That's Al Groh, the defensive coordinator. He won that contest by simply making the right call.
Very well prepared Patriot defense. Here is an end-over-end punt hit downfield by Brian Wagner. It takes a Charger bounce, picked up by Troy Brown. And good coverage as the Chargers are right there to get him. So New England takes over the ball when we come back. Patriots were from Boston. It was 24 years ago. John Hadle and Lance Allworth came east and combined their offensive power with a hard-driving Charger defense. That's the Hall of Famer Lance Allworth in the end zone, and Joe Kapp had some bad luck. The Patriot quarterback sacked for a safety, and the 2 points turned out to be the difference in that game as the Chargers won it 16-14. Now back to live action. A nice throw by Drew Bledsoe as he gets it down inside the 50-yard line to the 47. Kevin Turner takes the pass.
Now look at that. You saw the flashback. 17 of the current Patriots weren't even born the last time the Chargers beat the Patriots back in 1970. In 70, there's people in this stadium who weren't born.
People out in that field.
Somebody's getting old.
This is a game for young legs. I don't know where Joe Kapp is today.
1970?
Second and 2. Marion Butts has the first down. As the former Charger drives it down to the 40. Let's go back to Greg Gumbel in New York.
Don, at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, Jeff Blake, the man of the hour, once again from 15 yards out. He finds Darnay Scott in the back of the end zone, and the Bengals have grabbed the lead on the Colts in the third quarter. It's a 13-7 Cincinnati lead, Don.
Is this Jeff Blake a story or what? What a great story.
What a young, rambunctious kid. Boy, he's something else.
You were with him last 2 weekends.
Yeah, and he was impressive.
Here's a guy who was third string for the Jets. He would show up at 7 o'clock every morning at the practice site. He was the last guy to leave. He'd watch film till they threw him out. never played.
Never played.
He said, all a guy like me wants is one thing in this world, a chance.
You know, when they gave him a chance, he had taken 8 NFL snaps, all in preseason, and 4 of those were running plays. He's getting a chance now in Cincinnati.
He is the man in Cincinnati. He almost beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, 23-20.
That's a fantastic story.
That is.
Bledsoe takes a drop, throws it out. Wow, what a catch by Timpson. Michael Timpson extending at the ball and somehow coming down with it on cornerback Darian Gordon.
Michael Timpson will make some catches now. He'll drop a couple of balls too, but he'll make some beautiful catches. Look at him here. A great adjustment, good extension.
Gain of 6 yards on the pass.
This Patriot team very much buoyed by that victory over the Vikings last week. They came out today playing good football from the first snap, and they've kept it up, leading 10-3. 2:11 to go in the third quarter. Bledsoe, they pick up the blitz, fires up the middle, and he's got Timpson again. The ball gets there so fast, even defenders in position can't make a play on it.
Bledsoe's delivery is just as good as it. This is like a smooth golf swing. Watch this, just so efficient, so quiet in the movement. Nothing big about it, nothing overly pronounced. Just a nice little turn of the torso, great release, tremendous accuracy, and that's a super catch in traffic.
Ensign with a couple big plays in this drive as the Patriots now well within field goal range. And they have first down. Ben Coates on an end around and a big open field block tackle by Darian Gordon. He'd still be running if he didn't get that block tackle on him.
Well, I think had he have seen it coming, he might have been able to step over it. Not a badly conceived play. They caught Junior Seau blitzing on the inside. Defensive back comes from nowhere, really, and just kind of grabs him. Darian Gordon has made some good football plays today.
He's among those good football plays. 2 interceptions of Bledsoe.
Oh, another good play.
That was Carrington. Darren Carrington's an interesting guy. We talked with him yesterday. He's from the South Bronx. You survived the South Bronx. You're tough.
You're tough.
And he and his wife, they really do great work with kids out in the San Diego area.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He said at his high school games, nobody sat in the stands.
Now, they are on the sideline.
Everybody was on the side. He said, like, if he had something, like if he had an ice bag on his arm or something, he'd throw it to his mom and say, hey, Mom, hold this till I come back.
No practice field. He used to throw his shoulder pads over a fence and hop over the fence to get into some parking lot or something to practice.
Yeah.
Parking lot would be locked up at night. Bledsoe.
I don't believe this. I don't believe he got away with that. Oh, look at Junior Seau.
Junior almost got him again, but
Seau was flat out on the ground saying, what do I have to do today to catch this guy? Now watch Junior. First of all, a safety blitz by number 29, Darren Carrington. And then Junior is wide open. Look at him stretch out. Poor Junior. This guy expends enough energy to light a small city.
A lot of wattage in that guy. Here's a field goal attempt by Matt Barr, drilled right down the middle. And the Patriots build their lead back to 10 as they lead 13-3. Back to Foxborough. Don Criqui with Beasley Reese. Patriots have Pat O'Neill kicking off. It's a short kickoff after the field goal by Barr. Andre Coleman runs it back, follows his blocking and breaks it. Andre Coleman's in a race and he's going to win it. Inside the 20. He's going to take it the distance. Rookie Andre Coleman. What a play for the Chargers. An 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. A 5'9", 165-pound rookie from Kansas State. That one's going back to the coast with Andre. That football.
That was absolutely electric.
He's got a big-time motor.
And when he turned it on, he turned it on. Now, flashing in your screen will be number 54, Doug Miller. We may not see it. Goes across right there. Makes a key block that springs Coleman. And Andre Coleman in a foot race. What a beautiful effort. That super blocking special teams play. Great decisions by the runner. And folks in San Diego are standing up with their hands in the air.
A very important extra point is knocked up and through. So the Patriots lead is now cut to 3, but they'll get the ball back when we come back.
The alley, the blocking by the white shirt to the Chargers. Andre Coleman with an escort. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, Pat O'Neill, the kicker, is like a Pop Warner player. He's not used to trying to make tackles like that. Poor guy all alone against a great return.
Now Ray Crittenden runs it back for the Patriots. And he takes it out to the 35-yard line. He had an open lane at one point. Then they finally close it off, as down to make the play was Rodney Harrison for San Diego. Bledsoe's lead back down to 3 as he comes out with the offense.
Boy, this is just another super return. This one is more the runner than anything else. I mean, that's a zigzagging, just a searching. And let me tell you something. I've run back kickoffs before. There's nothing more dangerous in football. You're talking about 220, 30, 40-pound men with a 40, 50-yard sprint with one thought in mind, and that's separation. You from the ball.
You from your head, really.
Or even you from your head.
They go to the run. Marion Butts saw nowhere to go, so he has to eat the ball for a loss of 2 yards at the 34-yard line. Tackle on the play for San Diego by Chris Mims and by John Perella. And that will conclude 3 quarters of play with the Patriots holding to a 13-10 lead. We'll be right back after this message from your local station. Don Criqui with Beasley Reese back at sold-out Foxborough Stadium as we're set to start the 4th quarter. Twice in the game, the Patriots have led the favored Chargers by 10 points, but a sensational play. Andre Coleman, a rookie, running back a kickoff 80 yards after a Patriot field goal. And now the Chargers are right back in it, down by 3 as Drew Bledsoe goes to work on 2nd and 12. So apparently changing the play as Seau blitzes. They pick him up. Beautifully done by the Patriots. Open man, but overthrow. Vincent Brisby was open. What great blocking by the offensive line of New England as they had Junior Seau coming on an all-out blitz, and they knocked him off the play.
Take a look at the pattern. You know it's man for man. The stop and go is wide open. Drew had plenty of time. Like you said, Don, good blocking by the offensive line. Just kind of missed it. Look at Cratch and company working up front. That hurt Drew's feeling.
Bledsoe now 17 for 32 throwing the ball for 184 yards. 1 touchdown. He's been intercepted twice. A 3rd interception was negated on a personal foul call on Junior Seau. Here's a nice throw. And a good run. It's for a first down. Leroy Thompson out of the backfield. Hemmed in by the zone defense, and he beats it with some juke moves, and the Patriots have a first down.
What a valuable thing to have. A running back that's good out of the backfield, and this is the key move on Seau. Look at that. You beat Junior Seau like that one-on-one, you got some moves. That's a good job by Leroy Thompson. Junior's had a tough day. He's made some plays, but he's missed a few today.
One of the Chargers' best players, Beasley, Stanley Richard, their free safety coming off, walking off. He was stunned on the play. Looks like he'll be back shortly. Lonnie Young's on the field now. So is Sean Van Horst as they have extra defensive backs in on 1st down and 10. Marion Butts. Wow.
Number 44 met number 44 that time.
Eric Castle was the guy who came up and got him as Butts has now carried 17 times for 57 yards for New England.
Boy, Eric Castle hit him running full speed. Whew. There's a man with some courage. You hit Marion Butts like that, you got some courage, I'll say.
Handoff. Butts is hit at the line of scrimmage, and then he scrambles ahead for maybe a yard or two. Reuben Davis finally downed him. It brings up 3rd down and about 5 for the Patriots. Ball positioned at the 48-yard line of San Diego. New England leading early in the 4th quarter by a 13-10 score. Clock running, 13:18 left to play in the game.
Now, I don't know how much of a factor it's going to be today, but the shadows on the field have dropped the temperature on the field probably 15, 20 degrees. And these guys are in here from heaven, from San Diego.
Bledsoe stands in. He fires, and falling down, Vincent Brisby makes the catch. 1st down, Patriots.
You see Brisby point at Bledsoe, basically acknowledging the fact that even though I'm falling, you put the ball so perfectly that I could just kind of grab it in.
This game critically important for the Chargers, who started the day with an advantage over Cleveland for home field in the AFC. The Chargers, who've been on the road for 3 weeks, will be home the next 3 weeks to play the Rams, the Raiders, and the 49ers. Hand off to Butts. He turns it up, and he's down to the 33-yard line. A 1st down carry, good for 8 yards. Stanley Richard back in at free safety made the stop for the Chargers.
It's hard to figure what gets an offense cranking when it comes to the running game. You see the shadows falling over the field. And I tell you, that's gonna drop that temperature probably 20 degrees out on the field before this game is over. And that could affect San Diego.
Coach Parcells checking out his team moving the ball now in the 4th quarter. Here's a blitz, and Seau got there before the snap.
Offside, 55 defense, elevated pass to the quarterback, 5 yards, still second yard, give the 1st down.
Junior's trying his best to time it. He wants to make a big play so bad.
Gives the Patriots a 1st down at the 28-yard line. Ball on the field. Bledsoe recovers it, loses 3 yards. Bledsoe is one of the biggest quarterbacks, 6'5". Marv Levy, the coach of the Buffalo Bills, said he could be the first player that tall to be a great quarterback. He said there's never been a 6'5" quarterback in the history of the NFL who's been a great quarterback.
Very interesting. I guess when you think about it,
he thinks he could be the first one.
I can't think of anybody.
There aren't any. He believes he's researched it.
Very interesting.
He's at least 6'5".
Yeah.
He might be more than that. Breaks tackles. What a run by Marion Butts. Telling the Chargers, carry after carry, you made a mistake not keeping me. An 11-yard gain. But after the loss on the fumbled snap, it makes it 2nd down and about 3.
This is just a superior run. I mean, anytime you run out of a man's hand that big, just an excellent vision. And this is all cutback. Look at that. Look at that cut. Great read into the hole. That's a super job.
Oh. Next 3rd down comes up. 3rd down and just over 2 yards for the 1st down. Bledsoe stands in. He's got him in. Sam Gash is down to the 2-yard line. A 19-yard gain on the play.
This is the great quarterback factor. Just a perfect throw. Right over the shoulder. Good catch, good run. Look at this. You miss a couple, then you put one right on the money. Look at him. Well, you can't defense that. That's just a good throw. Perfect throw.
Marion Butts. He's close, but he's not in. Ooh. It'll be 2nd and goal from less than a yard away. You got to feel they're going to go back to Marion Butts.
It would be appropriate. He brought them down here with some super runs. Let's see if we can find his knee. We can't tell. See, the ball didn't break the plane until after he fell to the ground. As Mr. Carrington correctly points out, the ball hit the ground about 2 inches, 3 inches inside of the playing field.
Not wanting to risk a mishandle on the handoff, Bledsoe called his old number earlier. Called number 11, but this time he goes to Marion Butts, and he is down and in. Touchdown, New England. Lane, then coach John Burke, all leading the blocking.
They're on the left-hand side, number 68, Max Lane with the good setup. The two tight end, the tight end and the H-back closing down the seam on the left side. And Marion Butts throwing all of that Marion Butts into the end zone. Good run.
Excellent drive by the Patriots, and the extra point knocked up and good. And the Patriots again build a 10-point lead with 9:19 to play in the game. A fateful one for New England as it was run back for a touchdown. But the Patriots, after the touchdown by Butts, now lead the game by 10 points. Coming down with the ball is Andre Coleman, who ran the last one back. He won't this time, though, as he's taken down at the 21-yard line.
Sam Gash, number 33, meets Junior Seau, C55 in the end zone. Seau reads it perfectly, moves to the hole, but Gash with the perfect cutoff block. Marion Butts right off of Sam Gash's Butts. And the reaction.
64-yard drive in 12 plays using just over 6 minutes on the clock. Hump of the fist by Coach Parcells as his team is back up by 10, and now Humphries has to start firing. Bobby Ross told us yesterday he expects to see more blitzes today from the Patriots than any team he's coached against in 3 years. And he's been seeing them. There's another one. Slade, the outside linebacker, gets Stan Humphries.
That is about the 6th hit that Slade has had on Stan Humphries. And his 4th sack of this day. Look as he uses the tight end Dwayne Young with the same move that we saw him use Harry Swain. The fake to the right, the shoulder slap to the left, moving himself free to the inside. Perfect technique.
Slade, really, he's been a force all day long, and he's coming again up on the line of scrimmage. Here comes Slade. Humphrey stands in, delivers the ball. He's intercepted. The ball is picked off by Vincent Brown, who takes it back inside the 15-yard line. So the interception count is even, 2 each way. But this one puts the Patriots in position to put a knockout punch on in this game. 13-yard return.
Don, I have to be honest here. The playmakers for New England are making plays. The playmakers for the Chargers are not. Stan Humphries is not making plays. Junior Seau is not making plays. Natron Means is not making plays. The big offensive line of San Diego not making plays. We have a situation here.
Humphrey has been under duress the whole game. He's been under fire. Patriots go to a power offense now. Double tight ends. Big backs in the backfield. Butts is the carrier. Down to the 8-yard line. This is his game. The game he wants so badly against the team he led in rushing for 5 years. And Marion Butts carries the pigskin down to the 8. Bobby Ross, you know he's churning. He's getting some help for at the moment from Kansas City. The Chiefs are up on Cleveland as the moment the Chiefs with a 3-point lead. The Chargers and the Browns vying for home field. At the outset of this day, San Diego had the best overall record. Both were 8-2, Cleveland and San Diego, but San Diego the better conference record. Marion Butts runs the ball down to the 7-yard line, stopped by middle linebacker Dennis Gibson. Patriots now, Beasley, very content to run as much clock as they can.
They would like to shorten the game now. 24 rushes for Marion Butts. He has been featured today, and, you know, smart coaches know how to feed on the emotion of players at the right time. That man right there knew, Bill Parcells, that Marion Butts would be very emotional after not being a member of the Chargers, after being let go, and he has stood up to the opportunity.
Butts is upended at about the 6-yard line. A field goal, though, would give a 13-point lead and force San Diego to score 2 touchdowns to win this game.
Marion Butts is walking around like John Wayne. He's getting up slow. Look at this sign. Nothing but a championship.
Now the Patriots have to be looked at as a playoff contender. After 4 straight losses, they beat one of the NFC's best teams in a comeback last week, the Minnesota Vikings. Now the best of the AFC is they're taking the measure of the Chargers, looking to put up yet more points. Patriots with a win today would go to 5-6, and who knows what would happen over the rest of the season. We saw them run the table 4 straight last year at the end.
This team has been a real closer when it comes to shutting down a season, and Bill Parcells and the guys, all of the players were talking about that possibility.
Ready on offense, ready on defense. Bobby Ross, for a 2nd straight week, sees his team look to struggle from a deficit, a big one. It's going to grow now, well within Matt Barr's range, as the field goal try is right down the middle. And the deficit for the Chargers to make up is down to up to 13 points with 6:17 left to play.
Well, now it is time for the San Diego Chargers to come out swinging. Stan Humphries has been struggling. He's got a big brace on his left arm. They have retaped it 2 or 3 times. He's been just a little off balance today, not able to make the big dramatic plays.
And one of the big problems, of course, that Bobby Ross told us yesterday, he expected to see more blitzing today than he's seen from any team in his 3 years as the NFL's head coach at San Diego. And he's seen every bit of it and more, and it's not going to stop because Humphries has to throw.
See, that's the killer, is that they told us in our meetings that they were expecting every blitz, the corner blitz that you picked up on. He's gotten it, and they haven't stopped it.
Yeah. Right now, the Chargers are in deep difficulty, and the Patriots looking to build on what could be a very big season for them if they win this game, because they're going to be tough to stop the rest of the way. All of a sudden, this team has come together in the last couple of weeks after those 4 straight wins. It's been a season of streaks for the Patriots. Lost their first 2, won their next 3, lost their next 4. Now they're en route to their 2nd straight victory, and who knows how many more in succession over the last 5 weeks of the season. Parcells has these guys ready, and his whole staff does. Junior Seau has misfired at times. One big interception would have given the Chargers the ball deep in the New England end. It was negated because it was ruled he was looking to go to the head of quarterback Drew Bledsoe. A personal foul gave the Patriots a 1st down and negated the interception. O'Neal hits it downfield. A line drive is fielded by Ronnie Harmon. He takes it across the 25. Harmon, like a hurdler, jumping over people and gets to the 30-yard line. And now Beasley, Stan Humphries with no recourse, just have to drop back and start firing. As we remind you that on Thanksgiving Day, NBC Sports has a great NFL matchup for you, starting with NFL Live at a special time of 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. 2 of the NFL's best running backs square off in the Silverdome at Pontiac, Michigan, as 34 for the Buffalo Bills. Thurman Thomas goes against Barry Sanders and the Detroit Lions. Buffalo versus Detroit, Thanksgiving Day, here on NBC. Humphries stands in. Here comes the rush. Arm was coming forward. We'll see if they rule it a live ball. And the referee now steps in and said his arm was moving forward. It's an incomplete pass.
Would somebody tell me that wasn't Chris Slade? Just tell me now. Oh, this time he stutters. See, this is a coverage sack. There's just nobody there. And Stan has to hold the ball for so long that Chris Slade is able to come off of what was a good block by Harry Swain and make the play.
What a competitor, though, Humphries is. Never a complaint. Just looks over for the next play. What do we do next? He drops again. Fires down. This Patriot defense, 28th in the NFL. They look better than the Cowboys right now in defense. They're just taking away everything.
Watch Chris Slade this time. He takes a couple of steps up. Watch him fold to the inside, and he will absolutely pummel Stan Humphries as he lets the ball go. Now, those are the type of hits that wear on a guy, especially a guy like Stan Humphries, who has been pounded throughout this season. He's had a knee, ankle, and an elbow.
Yeah, he's had 3 injuries with a knock the other guy, a lot of people out. He did miss the Atlanta game when they lost by a point. And now there's going to be a timeout call with 5:56 to play, and the Patriots in command. The Chargers bracing for the New England cold here in November. Leslie O'Neal's not used to this. He's got that ski top on.
And looking like he's in a daze.
Temperature in the 40s, but there's wind. There's a chill factor in the 30s. Humphries on 3rd and 10. Sprints out. Stands in. Releases the ball. Intercepted. Maurice Hurst has it for New England. 3rd interception by the Patriot defense. Yet another turnover. There have been 5.
Warm up the buses. You can warm up the buses. That's his 3rd interception. They sent Stan Humphries on a rollout because they cannot block New England. That's like saying, okay, we can't block you, so we're going to roll the pocket. Watch him roll the pocket. We can't block you, so we got to do trick stuff. Warm up the buses. It's time to fly back to San Diego.
And get ready for the Rams, and then the Raiders, and then the 49ers.
This is going to be a rough stretch for San Diego. A Super Bowl team would fly in here, and it'd be like sharks and blood.
Handoff, Marion Butts working hard as the Patriots work hard to run the ball and to run the clock, which is down to 5:40. AFC East standings at the moment. Pittsburgh is leading Miami by 3. Buffalo is 7 points up on Green Bay. The Jets go later at Minneapolis. Indianapolis has taken the lead back at Cincinnati. So we could have a really tightly bunched AFC East at day's end. Back to the run they'll go to Marion Butts. He is the I back. He'll get the ball on a straight ahead carry on 2nd down and 8. Marion Butts takes it to the 39-yard line. Sam Gash leads the blocking. Dennis Gibson was the tackler. Time becoming precious now, and the Chargers starting to run out of it, down by 13 points.
They need to tackle the ball. They need a miracle. Let me see what else. They need, I don't know. They need, let me see.
They need 14 points in a hurry. That's what they really need.
It's not funny. Now, I know it's not funny, especially for Charger fans.
I'd still pick them as over any other team in the AFC as to be the AFC Super Bowl team. I'd pick San Diego. Gash is taken down to the 39-yard line.
The only people that I can honestly, readily identify as top performers for the San Diego Chargers today would be the 2 safeties.
Kansas City has just kicked a field goal and tied at Cleveland late in the 4th quarter. They're locked up at 13 all. Gets interesting down the stretch, Beasley, doesn't it?
It does every year.
They all count the same, they say, but not really.
Now, I didn't expect this. I mean, the Chargers are one of my favorite football teams. I expected them to come in here and to be able to run the ball and control this game.
Field judge fires in a flag from way back. They ran the clock down to 3:40. They'll take the 5-yard penalty and try to have Pat O'Neill pin him back again. First final day, excuse me, Beasley. The Chicago Bears have defeated Detroit 20-10.
I just don't know how Chicago's doing it.
Well, with Walsh, he's 6-0 as a starter for him now.
I tell you, that was a major move to go to Walsh. Good coaching. I mean, there's good coaching in Chicago.
Still 4th down.
O'Neal now drops back to his 42-yard line. You remember his one punt earlier in the game, a high arcing punt that came down inside the 5-yard line where it was caught on the fly and down by Larry Wiggum of the Patriots. Patriots have done a great job with their kicking game, keeping the Chargers pinned back. Another high punt. I don't know if you want to be fair catching that at the 7. But they did, and the Chargers again have the long field to go when we come back. With 3:32 left to play. Chargers have the ball down by 13 points. Humphrey under fire all game long. Throws to an open man underneath the zone. Patriots giving up short yardage plays, and they will the rest of the way as the clock runs. Chargers going into alignment without a huddle.
Well, I would try to get the ball to Ronnie Harmon, a play breaker, a playmaker. Somebody can score quick, not the tight end.
Here comes another blitz. Another throw and a catch. It is indeed Ronnie Harmon who gets the ball. And he scoots ahead for a first down out to the 31-yard line. Vincent Brown with the tackle.
Uh-oh, they're doing, they're getting ugly.
Nobody was kicking and it wasn't a football. First down. Humphreys with the drop. Looking deep. Finally gets a little time to unload. Open man downfield. That's his tight end, Dwayne Young. He takes it down to the 42-yard line. A 27-yard gain on the play.
Prevent defense should not allow that one. It should allow the backs that are in the flat to catch the ball, but certainly should not allow a play that deep down the middle of the field. This is poorly played by New England. Good blocking up front by San Diego. So you're not supposed to let them hit that. You're supposed to be dropping back so deep that you force them to throw to the short person, come up and make the tackle.
In the AFC West, San Diego will go to 8-3 unless they pull some rabbits out of hats here. Kansas City and Cleveland are tied up. Raiders, they hook up with somebody later. I will tell you, the Raiders. Well, Bobby Ross said they're the best team he's seen this year.
Well, I think they might have the best talent in the National
New Orleans
Football
they play later.
Well, the man of the hour, as far as I'm concerned, on maybe 3 key blitzes and certainly the preparation during the week is that man, Al Groh, the defensive coordinator for New England. He has put together a splendid game plan that has stopped a very good offense.
Resplendent in his red suit so everybody on the defense can see him as he signals in the defensive call. Humphreys unloads. John Jefferson goes high and it falls incomplete. 2:29 to play. Second down arises.
Now, in the cold, into the wind, Humphreys throws this 55 to 60 yards. Up high, let's see whose athlete comes down with it. Somebody should have touched that ball.
The Colts now, Beasley, they remain in the playoff chase. They have just defeated Cincinnati 17-13. So they go to 5-6. Nice throw and catch.
Very good.
Humphrey pumping it in there and coming down with the ball is Sean Jefferson.
You know, in my day, 5 and 6 meant you could warm the buses up and get ready to go. I mean, there's so much parity today that 5 and 6, you are right in the thick of everything. And this has been some season.
There's parity as far as being more equality is, but as far as overall personnel talent, it's so far greater than it's ever been. You know what either one of these teams would do to the championship Packer teams with their 240-pound tackles?
Oh,
beat them 40-0.
Yeah.
With Horning and Taylor running 4.8s out of the backfield,
it would be a slaughter. Now, there's some older men and women right now that are cursing us.
Yep, but it's true.
There's a couple of guys in San Diego in a rocking chair that just threw something at the TV set.
The great teams of the 60s wouldn't even have a chance staying in the game.
All right, there's some old guys in Hartford that just stood up through a chair at the
Offside. Defense. Penalty decline. First down.
Now offensive lines average 300 pounds. When the Packers played, they averaged 248. Yep. Rod Smith covering an incomplete pass. Chargers still in this game. I mean, they came back in dramatic style last week. They were out of the game, scored a touchdown, and then on a tip ball, they got an interception. Carrington got it. And then they beat Kansas City in a huge victory. They need 2 touchdowns, though, in this one.
A touchdown here, and this last minute and a half, 2 minutes could be very interesting.
Nicely done. Down to the 13-yard line. Clock continues to run. And the Chargers will let it come down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play. The Chargers knocking on the door, but they need 2 touchdowns. 2 minutes to go in the game. The New England Patriots, who came onto their home field for a second straight week as an underdog against one of the NFL's powers. Last week it was the Vikings. This week the Chargers. Last week they won in overtime. This week they're in command as the Chargers knock on the door late in the game. Humphreys under the rush. Looks to the end zone. Fires and not close. Incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 14-yard line.
If Humphreys can stick a ball in the end zone here, they can shut the buses off, turn the heat off, because we'll have that last minute and a half will be something. But, man, New England has
you're starting buses, you're stopping buses.
I started the buses 5 minutes ago.
That bus driver is just so confused out there. He's in the bus, he's out of the bus. Humphreys gets it out to Big Dwayne Young. A nice defensive play by the Undertaker, who buries another one. Vincent Brown.
Well, here's a very interesting moment. You got 3rd and 8.5. Do they blitz? Do they play a zone? This would be Al Groh's biggest test.
Chris Slade.
No. Just tell me it's not Chris Slade.
Chris Slade.
No. Tell me.
Humphreys has been sacked 5 times today. He was only sacked 5 times prior to today. In the previous 10 games. The player of the game. The Avis We Try Harder Award to Chris Slade, 2nd-year linebacker from the University of Virginia. What a day he has had.
There he is. Oh, look, he's just doing weird moves. Coming around. He's doing disco moves. Oh, man.
A salute from Avis to Chris Slade. Starting to cramp up from all those sacks.
That's a sack cramp. Most of us have never had one of those. You got to get 4 sacks in one game to get a sack cramp.
Miami has now tied Pittsburgh in the 4th quarter. It looks like they're going to go to overtime. There's just seconds remaining. Yeah, field goal by Pete Stoyanovich from 48 yards out on the final play of regulation. So the Dolphins and the Steelers will go to overtime. The Chargers have lost 48 yards on their 5 sacks today.
I would back up and let them catch it and come up and make a tackle.
4th down. He's got to drop deep and throw for the end zone. He's got time. He fires. He makes the connection. What a play. It's a first down. It's not over yet. 1st and goal, but the clock runs.
What a great throw by Stan.
Chargers are out of timeouts. Humphreys guns it, and the clock stops at 1:01. Now, if they score, of course, we'll be seeing the onside kick.
Oh, boy. That play by Stan, this guy will never quit. He's like one of those horror movies. He just keeps coming back. Look at the vision here. That's still off balance. And a perfect strike for a first down. Stan, the man.
Second down. Open man, touchdown Chargers. Wide open on the play was Tony Martin, the former Dolphin. And with 55 seconds left, it's 23-16 with the extra point coming up. My goodness.
He's got all the time in the world. He wanted Ronnie Harmon. Ronnie wasn't there. And with all that time, Martin gets open.
Once he evades that first line of pursuit, Beasley invariably is open and gets some time and hits the open guy. But he hasn't had time most of the day even to look downfield. John Carney knocks the extra point through. And the Chargers trail by 6 with 55 seconds to play. Carney's now scored 100 points this year. First player to do that this season.
Stan Humphries has put on a show down the stretch. The big one was the scramble that put the ball down in position. And look at the patience here. And Slade almost got him again. Oh, that's got to feel good, Stan. That's got to feel good. Uh-oh, look at the air go out of Parcells, and that's a lot of air.
Well,
Poor Al Groh in the back.
Still in command of the game are the New England Patriots with 55 seconds to go. They'll get the ball kicked to them as the hands team comes out. Players who specialize in catching the ball. None of the big blockers are in now. No, defensive backs and receivers come in.
If you take a look at the guys running on the field now, it's all tight ends, it's safeties, it's wide receivers. This play right here is the game.
The way that most teams execute the onside kick now, they really show you where they're coming. Like the Chargers going to be a kick to the right. They try to get it on the second bounce. Carney will hit the ball up high over the middle of the ball. The second bounce is usually way up in the air. They're so expert at it. And then it's every man for himself as they go for the hog.
It's such a dangerous thing. I mean, this ball could bounce off of a Patriot body. Dead sprint collision. That's the name of this play.
The second bounce is what's critical. And this one's a line drive, and it's fielded beautifully by Kevin Turner. Last week he caught the winning touchdown in overtime against the Vikings. Today he seals the victory as the Patriots take over the ball with 53 seconds to play. But the Chargers out of timeouts, and the Patriots will just run out the clock and win their second in a row and go to 5-6, and who knows where they go from here. This is one good-looking team right now.
Kevin Turner has the best hands on the football team. This guy catches, that ball went to the wrong guy, depending on which team you're rooting for.
Coach allowing the slug there of juice. Bledsoe runs out the clock, and Coach Parcells sees his team continue to rise. Next week they go to Indianapolis. Look out for the Patriots. Let that word be heard. And I still say this: San Diego is a Super Bowl team.
What a day for Chris Slade. What a day for the young man Willie McGinnis. What a day for the Patriots, and what a long, tough, long ride home it'll be for the San Diego Chargers.
3 road games in a row as Coach Parcells comes over to shake the hand of his counterpart Bobby Ross. What a day it was. Patriots getting an early lead. Chargers coming back, but it was the Patriot pass rush, a 28th ranked defense that really carried the day, led by linebacker Chris Slade. Once again, the final score: the Patriots 23, the Chargers 17. Coming up next, after a word from your local stations, will be the Head and Shoulders NFL Live post-game report. All the scores and highlights from today's action. For Beasley Reese, I'm Don Brickey. So long. This has been a presentation of NBC Sports.